Hey guys, it's Ultraland here. Today we're going to review Jurassic World's brand new Velocicoaster. Let's get started. Firstly, you're going to start from launch. You go through a round, turn around element, and that gets a bunch of ejector time. Then you go downwards yet again to another element, and you turn around these hills. These things get you a bunch of ejector airtime. Go down a bunch of rock wall around these hills. Those things get you a bunch of ejector airtime and airtime. And you go around another rock, you go around the queue line, and you go to a big launch. Literally go through a launch to top hill. And then you go down. Oh my god, I literally almost blacked out on this part. And you go around here. And then you go around, and then you go down the hill, and you go down, and you turn around. That's easily one of the best parts of the ride, and as well. And you go down, and you go to my favorite part of the ride, the Monosaurus roll, which is literally making me black me out. And you go down, and you go to the break one. That's how the ride works. I did it really fast. I really don't know that much. So if you guys type in the comments and see if I didn't forget some stuff, since I don't even know that information. The storage is also really full for myself. So yeah, alright, heading back to the review. Velocicoaster pages. Alright, let's talk about before Velocicoaster sat here to land. Let's talk about before the roller coaster before the Velocicoaster came here. Dueling Dragons, aka Dragon Challenge, reopened in 1999 with the park. Until 2017, they removed Dragon Challenge, aka Dueling Dragons, and they removed the ride in September 2017, and it was rethemed, and they removed the whole thing in 2018. And then in 2000, the Universal decided to buy two instruments after the removal of Dueling Dragons. They were both dueling coasters. One was Hagrid's Creature Motorbike Adventure, a Harry Potter ride, which is nice, but it's not in this video. And with that opened in 2019, and then and Hagrid's Creature Motorbike Adventure opened in June 11, 2019, and then 2 years later, 2021, Universal also bought another one called Velocicoaster, which remember preview day open was on May 5th, 2021. And the grand opening of the ride was on June 12, 2021. And I rode this ride on January 1st, 2022, which is the first day of the year. And I was one of the first people of 2022 to ride Velocicoaster of the year. And I don't think not too many enthusiasts had rode Velocicoaster up in 2022 for the first time, but it was my first time. And it wasn't even 1 year old when I rode it. It was only about 8 months old when I rode Velocicoaster. And Velocicoaster is awesome. But how about the policy? The policy, you can't bring camera, keys, wallets, purses, none of all of that. Not all of that. You need to buy a locker for a ride, and it will transfer your stuff to another locker and exit. So if you have a family member, please put them in the family room and give them your stuff. Or another thing you can do is another secret thing you can do is a non-rider. So if you have items, you can put it with non-rider. But if you don't have a non-rider and you're by yourself, you must buy a locker. Because I don't recommend placing your stuff outside the ride. I don't recommend. They get stolen or either hacked, or either stolen or either something happens, or stolen items. So please get a locker or either put in a non-rider if you have a non-rider. And thankfully, these lockers could be free. I think they're free thanks to Universal. Yes, listen, that Six Flags better be free. Toro, you better listen. It's a great adventure. Listen, since Universal has better thoughts to you guys. So yeah, and especially only got a chance to ride Velocicoaster. And my favorite part of the ride was the Mosasaurus roll. And this is basically my favorite part. I rate this ride out of 8 out of 10. The Mosasaurus roll is a 10 out of 10. I recommend checking out the Mosasaurus roll. Please ride this ride. Literally, this ride is just too intense for people. Only got a chance to ride Velocicoaster at night, and I rode it probably around 8 p.m. and I recommend really. And the trains are blue, and the theming inside of it is also very good. And also the station has very famous people from Jurassic shows like Kruger and others, and I please recommend riding. And that's all my thoughts of Velocicoaster. Basically, Velocicoaster has very good dinosaur theme. It's located at Jurassic Park of Islands Adventure and the Universal Orlando Resort in Orlando, Florida. And yeah, that's all my results of Velocicoaster and the review of Velocicoaster. Hope you guys do enjoy this mini review. And it's also my top 3 coasters of my favorites, and I highly recommend riding. My favorite part of the ride is the Mosasaurus roll, and it's also in my top 3 favorite coasters video. If you guys want to check it out, please go. Before I make a new one next year, that's why I ride new rides. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the review of the Velocicoaster. Please hit the subscribe button. I know it took a while to make this, but yeah, hit the subscribe button, please. And I really appreciate it, you guys. It just took me a bunch of time to make this video. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And I recommend, and it's an 8 out of 10, a 9 out of 10. I really recommend riding this. And it's in the Jurassic Road Park of Islands Adventure in Orlando, Florida. So you better recommend riding. It's the second best coaster in Florida. It could be the first best coaster to the theming. It could be the best coaster in Florida to the theming. But I don't know, but I recommend riding this, and it's the same thing as Iron Gwazi. But yeah, I recommend riding this before you ride Iron Gwazi as a head start. It's open a year before Iron Gwazi, but it's not Iron Gwazi video. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, give a like, and I'll leave a comment too maybe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.